Welcome. We have certified homeopath Melissa Crenshaw back with us to share top homeopathic remedies that can be taken while nursing, whether it's for low milk supply, fluid loss, fatigue, fungal infection, or how to handle mastitis from those beginning stages to even more severe stages. She is here with us to help us learn. And just a reminder that this is not medical advice and doesn't replace your doctor. But Melissa has been helping people find freedom and joy again for over 20 years by helping them fearlessly take control of their own health through homeopathy. And she's also a lactation consultant and has been for over 10 years. So she has much experience to share with us on today's topic. So welcome back, Melissa.
Yay, thank you. I'm so happy to be here again and talk to all of your followers and your people and just praise the Lord that He brought me through those things, through being a lactation consultant and homeopath, and I can combine the things and He brings me women and children. And so it's becoming my specialties, women's health, hormones and gut issues. So thank you for that. I
Absolutely.
want to start out with and breastfeeding. So when you are breastfeeding, you are constantly losing fluids, right? And when your baby's nursing all the time, sometimes just the act of breastfeeding, because you're burning calories, and then you're losing fluids, that can cause you to be tired. And of course, you're also losing sleep. So we know that that's a big reason for being tired. But a good remedy to take the whole time you're breastfeeding is Cinchona, also known as China. And that would be a 3C or a 6C twice per day for as long as you're breastfeeding, especially if you're fatigued. So being tired is one thing, right? But being fatigued can be a whole nother ballgame. So cinchona would be a good remedy for those fatigued mamas who are breastfeeding. And then Raynaud's. So Raynaud's syndrome is so painful. It's very painful, and it's when the blood supply gets cut off. So when the baby breastfeeds, and literally the blood supply gets cut off to the nipple, and when the baby comes off of breast, it usually doesn't hurt while the baby's breastfeeding. Maybe sometimes it can, but then when they're finished, it's like this stinging, burning. You want to cover it with a warm cloth because the cold makes it much worse. So we can have that in our fingers and toes also. But in breastfeeding, if you have Raynaud's, then you can use Agaricus muscarius in a 200C twice per day. And after several weeks, if that's not working or helping, then you can try Roostox 30C twice per day. Also, there are lots of remedies for these conditions that I'm discussing today. So you might need a consult to dig deeper if these things aren't working, but I'm giving you the most highly indicated ones so that hopefully you get some relief and some help. Low milk supply, super, super common in mamas today, and there can be so many reasons. So if the baby's breastfeeding well and you're not having nipple pain, and you just have a low milk supply, then you could try Lac Caninum 200C twice per day. So why do I say if your nipples aren't sore? If your nipples are sore past the first few days or past the first week, there might be a structural issue with the baby. So if there's a tongue or lip tie or oral things going on with the baby, that can affect your milk supply and you need to get that fixed. Homeopathy is not going to fix that. Because what happens if the baby has a tongue tie or lip tie, then he or she can't remove all the milk that you have, then your supply goes down. So then that's why we then have mama's pump to try to protect that supply until we can get the baby fixed. But I want to just very quickly encourage you, if you think that might be your problem, you need to find a knowledgeable lactation consultant on tethered oral tissue, not one that's just going to straight send you to get clipped or lasered. That's not the first thing that needs to happen. There's other things.
And Melissa, I know
So
we were just talking about that, and I was asking you if you offer these consultations being out of North Carolina. I know Melissa can offer virtual appointments, but she's
yeah.
also very well connected and could help you find somebody locally.
Yes, that's right. So yes, I will do virtual visits, and that's on my website if you want to book one of those. But I do highly suggest seeing someone in person. So I would be happy to see you if you can't find one in person. But yes, if you're close to North Carolina, I've got very good. I think we have the best lactation consultants in the world. So I was born and raised here, and that's all I've known is North Carolina. Um, and also, though, sometimes if you get a cold or a flu or something, then that can cause your milk supply to go down. So then you would want to address the illness, And so Lac Caninum would just be you have a low milk supply, and there's not an obvious reason why. Another very common breastfeeding issue is fungal or yeast, where there's itchiness on the nipples. Then Antimonium Crud 200 mixed with, that means taken at the same time as Arsenicum album 6C twice per day can be hugely helpful. And you would do that for 6 to 8 weeks if needed. So hopefully you'd be feeling better before then, and you would stop the remedies when you feel better. But after about 6 or 8 weeks, if it's still there, then you can try Pulsatilla 30 every hour the first day, then twice a day until you're feeling better.
That's a great tip right there, because I know a lot of people struggle with a fungal infection and might not feel comfortable talking about that. And you just gave a protocol. It's not specific to the location of it, correct?
That's true. That's right. So that Antimonium Crud and Arsenicum album mixture is great for itching anywhere. So it's a great itchy remedy.
Okay, perfect.
Protocol. So then the last little condition I want to talk about is mastitis, which thankfully I never had. I was on the verge of having it when I did breastfeed all three of my children. But mastitis is kind of common and can stem from recurring plugged milk ducts. So if you have recurring plugged milk ducts, you need to take care of that. But if you get mastitis, then Belladonna 30 or 200C every 3 hours can be hugely helpful, especially if the breast is bright red and hot. So Belladonna's keynotes are red, hot, and high is another keynote of Belladonna. Hepar sulf 6C 3 times a day can also be used along with the Belladonna. And then if Belladonna and Hepar sulf aren't helping you, then Phytolacca 30C or 200C 2 to 3 times a day is very common in mastitis and breastfeeding issues.
So helpful. We have most of these remedies. We have almost all of them. So any that we don't have, we're going to be adding to our product line to make sure we can serve our customers well. But we have most of them in stock available today here at TapRoots. If you're new to TapRoots, we are a wellness shop in Lynchburg, Virginia. And we love educating, equipping, and empowering you to take charge of your health. And so thank you, Melissa, for sharing these great tips. I love it. If you're watching today and you're new to homeopathy and you need a starting place, we highly recommend Melissa's courses. She offers a Gateway 1 course and many other options as well. But Gateway 1 is a great starting place if you're looking for a consultation and you need a professional homeopath like Melissa to take your entire case, whether it's acute or chronic. She can help you through that, and she can give you the exact protocol after a consultation with her. She also offers quick 15-minute free calls with her, which aren't consultations, but it's a way to just chat with her and explain your situation and just see if she would be a good fit for what you're going through.
Yes.
So Melissa's website is melissacrenshaw.com, where you can find all of the information about her courses and her consultations. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Melissa?
No, thank you so much. I appreciate the introduction and the courses mentioned, because Gateway 1 is a great starting place if you want to learn how to help your family with homeopathy, especially the season that we're coming up in. You'll learn how to help your family with acute things like cold, cough, and flu. So thank you for that. And then you can go shopping at TapRoots and get all your remedies.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you. So if you're watching and you are a nursing mom, or you know someone who's nursing, or you will soon be nursing, be sure to share this, like, comment, and share so we can get the word out. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.